I wasn't smoking, so let's do this shit. I feel like that unicorn piss, it's really been getting me. And so I'm going to try a new strain. Not because I don't like the unicorn piss. I love the unicorn piss. But I don't think it'll be good for this morning. What up, Stephanie? I hope you're doing well. But yeah, I'm trying to do a little wake and bake Yana. Trying to motherfucking do some chores. I don't really want to do them, but you know what I mean? I don't woke up early as fuck. Might as well get something done. But I can't smoke no unicorn piss and do shit. That's one thing I learned. You smoke that unicorn weed, baby, you're gonna be stuck a little bit. And like it's not a bad stuck. But yeah, I do like I said, I just woke up. Okay. Okay, this one it's called 24 karat gold. It smells good. It smells I might be storing it. It's almost like a green apple. There's almost like a green apple kind of smell. This is knocking things over. But yeah, it smells very like a green apple, a little bit of lime, a little bit of citrus in there. What up, China? I hope y'all are well. But yeah, I'm finally getting high after not being high for a time. And also, I fucking hate when you wake up in the wee hours in the morning and you're like, girl, like, because there's nothing to do. So I'm like, let me get high. And then let me, do a little something. A little something. Water. Necessary. I'm slightly shook. I have not tried a new strain of weed since this last strain I just tried. And that shit really knocked my ass out. I'm like hella groggy. Like I'm still getting up. But I've been up. But I'm still getting up. So we gonna see. We're gonna see what this one gives. We're gonna see what this one offers. We'll see what this one is wanting us to do. I also want to be candid. This is an infused joint too, so it's a little stronger. It's a little stronger. I just dropped my lighter. I dropped my torch. Drop my torch. Fuck. I'm gonna roll this again. Like low key, I feel like I usually roll too. Just cause security, but the way I rolled this, I don't think I did my best. I don't think I did my best, but because I don't think I did my best, and because it's not that motherfucking deep, I feel like just one end just look kind of weird to me. So I'm gonna use the old paper. Not ours. I think that unfortunately, because I am a trans person, y'all don't want to hear what I think about the WNBA. So I'm gonna keep it cute and just smoke my weed, but y'all don't want to hear what I have to say. Y'all don't want to hear my thoughts. To be honest, I'm a fat bitch that don't go to the motherfucking gym. So do y'all really care about what I think about sports ball? Come on. Y'all really don't care. Y'all just want to talk. I know you didn't know because you can't tell who's trans. That's the thing about transness. You're not going to know, I'm not trying to play with you, but I'm just saying like you shouldn't know. Like it's so strange to think that you're gonna know everybody's what gender expression. Some of us don't even want to say hello. Like some of us really don't have a hello to offer. So the idea that you would just know, I'm screaming. I'm screaming. One of my friends just sent me a text. I'm screaming. I'm screaming right now. I'm crying. Like I said, I'm just trying to smoke some weed. If y'all want to talk about trans issues, like come back later. Come back later. I'm not, it's not Ask a Trans right now. I'm so sorry. My bad. My bad. Yeah, I'm still tasting that lime, that green apple. It's a little marshmallow in there too. Okay, you're a comedian. I love that. I love that. Keep spreading joy, babe. Keep spreading joy. I taste some banana in there too, and a little ranch. Like there's a little bit of cool ranch in there. Yeah, it's got a creaminess, but a little bit of herbaceousness. It's not giving Hidden Valley. You know that ranch that got that cheesiness to it, that funky ranch. It's got a little bit of funky ranch. It's different ranches. It's a ranch that's like creamy and delicious. I love that ranch. But then there's the Burger King ranch. No shade. No shade, baby. Because I used to really love that Burger King ranch too. I don't know what it is. It was like ranch plus Parmesan. You don't be having me dying like when people post like, "Hey, you're smoking weed. I care about that. I'm a cop." It's like, listen, if you're worried about things being illegal, please leave. Please leave. If you're worried about people, just go, just go. We're not worried about that. The United States is not a real place. Chattel slavery never ended. They just invented the internet. Please get away from me. My God, like I cannot wait till segregation kicks in. I really can't wait. I can't wait till it's coloreds and whites away from whites. Like I cannot fucking wait. Like it's the way that it stays. You could tell. Like you could tell when you're talking to somebody white. And the worst part about it is white is not how you look. White is a behavior. Like some of y'all be really just so loud and white. I'm just like, please get away. Please get away from me. Oh my God. I'm so tired. Like, ooh, I'm telling you, like, it's so rare that a white person talks to me and it's like a good thing. Like, girl. The last white person that talked to me and it made sense, the girl at the job interview, honestly, that's the last time. No, they do not. They do not. They definitely do not. They definitely do not. And honestly, bitch, like if you think about it, like integration really put a lot of black people at risk, a lot of brown people at risk. And at some point people just said the risk is worth it. At some point people just said, well, they're leaving the lighter skinned people alone. Like at some point, like it's very obvious that like the white passings and the and us lighter skinned people, like we were like, oh well, we're it's working for us. Like it's making me think of like blue blood society, the somebody knows what I'm talking about, like the MGM, the what is it, the Cafe Blanc, like somebody knows what I'm talking about. Not you said like you're Vietnamese in Atlanta. Okay, that's interesting. What did you do yesterday, boo? Because if you were in Atlanta as a non-black person, what was your yesterday like? I'm really about to start asking people. I'm looking gonna ask everybody who's in the South, like, what was yesterday like for you? Like, what did you do yesterday? Cause I wonder. Okay, did you do anything yesterday? You cooked it with your pops. That's cute. That's cute. That's cute. Do you have any space for some cash apps? Let me know. Let me know. Cause I got some black folks that need that. So just let me know. Oh no, yesterday was Juneteenth. That's why I'm asking. Like I'm asking non-black folk, like fellow non-black folk, like how did they show up yesterday? Because again, maybe they could show up today. You never know, bitch. You really never know. They might not have got paid yesterday, bitch, but they might be paid today. Ingrid, I just want Ingrid to know that I'm okay with white people being uncomfortable. If you as a white person are not comfortable being uncomfortable somewhere where a person of color is not holding your hand, that is telling me a lot. And I'd rather you get away from me. That's what I prefer. If you can't handle, if you can't handle it, if it's scaring you to hear a person of color say things that don't make you feel comfortable, that's actually valid. But you do need to get away from me. You have to be the one to leave. I'm not going to be the one to stop doing it. So you have to be the one to go. You actually have to set a boundary and say, I'm not going to come here. But I hope at some point you sit with a journal and you ask yourself where you felt that anger, where you felt that stress. Because at the end of the day, people of color are not going to stop. We're not going to stop talking about white supremacy. We're not going to stop talking about how white people are complicit. There's also going to be conversations about other people of color who are complicit in harm, such as myself, mixed people, non-black people. There's going to be a lot of conversation, okay? Not everyone's going to get to be comfortable right now. In fact, our comfort rests on black people's discomfort. Have you ever considered that? It's a conversation I've been having with some folks in my circle. Like your comfort, the ways that you feel okay, that rests on other people being confused and stressed the fuck out. Like consider that, please. I am not an early riser. I literally woke up randomly because I went to bed at a very early time. I went to bed very early yesterday, and then I woke up very early today. Wow. Bitch really punched me. Bitch really hit back. Whoa. Here's the thing. Does anybody really think I hate white people, or do I hate white supremacy? Crazy Steve, it's unfortunate that y'all can't hear about yourselves because that's what it's gonna take to unlearn. That's what it's gonna take to be unlearning. Like you have to be willing to listen to what you've done to cause harm. And again, it's not to say that every person that reaches out to you directly is going to offer you something that's going to go anywhere. Some people are just going to be mad. I need y'all to know that. Some people are just going to be mad and talking shit. And we don't have to be productive in that. I know that in the past, I've definitely felt weird about just talking shit about white supremacy, talking about white people's behavior. And I want to say part of it was having a white grandmother, having a white passing parent. There was a part of me that was also in proximity to white people. So with that being said, there were reasons that were not about me, that were more about my connection to whiteness, which is why I felt discomfort. At this point, I don't have anyone white around me that will feel any type of way about me being upset and lashing out. Not one. If anybody white feels away, you actually have to leave. But while you're leaving, ask yourself, why couldn't I stay? Why couldn't I hear this? What is angering me about this? And again, there's going to be so many white people who are just upset. Oh, well, you guys have had a long time where your anger meant something to other people. It meant death. It meant a lot of negative things for everybody else. So now that you can't just be mad and go off on people, now that there's photo evidence, video evidence, bitch, you know how many white people got away with stuff because we just couldn't show proof. And even now, there's so many moments where white people gaslight and do shady, underhanded shit. And proof don't even matter. I feel that's the scarier part, is that even with all the proof, all the photos, all the videos, it don't matter. White people will still pop up and be like, what do you mean? It just shows you that they're not listening. That when they go online, their algorithm is Pokemon, recipes, traveling. Honestly, there are times where I really want to look at a regular white person's algorithm, because I feel some of us are typing and sharing and it's going to our circle, it's going to a few people. The ways that the internet has been relegated, it's just very obvious these white people they're using their discomfort to get away from conversations that they need. that would support them in unlearning. And so again, it's the ways that to find conversations about colorism, I had to go out of my algorithm. So I had to put that out there. My algorithm wasn't offering me conversation on colorism or Black folks being candid. And I had to go out of my way to find the people creating that content. There's going to be content that is not being offered to you. It's not. And a lot of it will make you complicit. I'm 35, but thank you, bitch. About to be 40 in motherfucking 4 years and some change, bitch. But thank you. And people say donuts do nothing. People say donuts are bad for you, bitch. People say bread is bad for you. Baby, body built by bread. Okay. And Sierra, I appreciate that. And there are some non-Black people here that can send money, and I hope they do. That's why I asked for folks to send their Cash App. But it's a lot of white people in here just so mad. You could tell when it's a white person because they'll be like, you're racist. You could tell they've never heard of anti-whiteness. You could hear that they've never heard of white supremacy before. Because they're like, why are you mad at all white people? That's their only, I hate when they ask that question. Sweetie, you think I know all Cheryl, Merle, and Mo? You think I know all of y'all to be mad at all of y'all? No, girl. I'm disgusted by the system that y'all be upholding. Damn, bitch. They cannot walk and chew gum. And it's frustrating because, again, it's the ways that I be trying to be nice, but then I be remembering being nice to y'all is a waste of fucking time because as soon as you're nice, that's what, that's the thing about white people, very Machiavellian. As soon as you're kind to them, they do something to show you, don't be kind to me. Be scared of me. And it's girl, now we're talking about you. Now we really don't fuck with you. Now we have a code word when we near you. So when we know we want to get away from you, we say it, and then we just all disappear. Girly, white people don't get it. They don't really understand. We're talking, and you could listen. They don't want to listen. A lot of white people are like, oh, why would I listen to non-superior people? It's girly. They got you thinking you wearing clothes. It's Emperor's New Clothes type shit. They think they wearing the nicest silks. It's sad, bitch. And then of course when they come here, they're extra mad because they're like, what are you talking about? Because they ain't been listening. So by the time they come to me, they're extra mad. Baby, you got donuts? Baby, not you got a sticker that says you my number one fan. That's funny. I'm crying, not Ja Rule. I'm screaming. My thing is this. For you to be pretending that you're Ja Rule, I don't even have any words to say. Have fun, bitch. What do I do? Bitch. Bitch. What do you do? Bitch. Ja Rule is here. I'm crying, not which weed is here. It's called 24 Karat Gold Punch. I fucking knew this shit was gonna be crazy because it says it's gonna punch you. I'm crying. Bitch, but hear me out. Can you sing on live? Are you singing on live? I don't hear you singing on live. In fact, you look like a stranger. It seems like you're a stranger. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're a stranger. It feels like you're a fan. And also, bitch, I know you're not talking about nobody's hair. It looks like you have none. I want to speak on people with hair when it's giving glowworm. Don't do it. Don't do it, baby. It's giving very alert eyes, bitch. It's giving very alert eyes. It's giving... I love it. Look, you don't get your views popping. The views are not popping. Views are still not popping. You trying to make fun of people. It's not working. Oh no. Get back to the drawing boards, bitch. Back to the drawing boards. Some of y'all need to go do some stand-up. Some of y'all are not gonna be good at texting on people. Some of y'all, it's gonna be funnier to watch you on stage try to just, struggle. Like some of y'all should do that. Real talk. Not a female. Not a female. Not a female. I'm crying. Not a stretched out throat. But bitch, you're in here for free. Helping my views. Thank you. Here, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite hater. My favorite hater. My favorite hater. She's so she worried about my scent. Like, babe, she loved me. You see her? She's like, I bet you smell. She couldn't even say what I smelled like. She just saying, I bet I smell. Baby, she just want to give me her energy so fucking bad, bitch. Thank you. I am harvesting right now. Thank you. Thank you. You very much awake as fuck. You very much wanting to just give me so much. I'm going to take it. Thank you. Thank you for watching me for free and commenting for free. Thank you. Thank you, Glowworm. No, listen, we blocked her. We blocked her. We blocked her. She had a lot to say. Like, she's so worried about somebody's hair. Meanwhile, bitch, my hair don't need to be brushed. Meanwhile, look at it. Luscious. Luxurious. Some of y'all are really mad that bitches have hair. I'm noticing a lot of bald bitches angry. Damn. Like, I will literally give you a wig. Like, do you want a wig? I might just bring the wig out. Because some bitches, I'm just going to be like, here. Because you can't take this. But you could take, there's a hair hat for you. There's nothing wrong with being bald. But you ain't got, like, girl. She's torturing people with hair, girl. Like, she's bald and torturing people with hair. Oh no, it's unfortunately actually racist. Yeah, no, bots don't talk to you personally. Bots just pop up and say random shit. Bots be like, join blah blah blah. These are not bots, and Sarah. I'm glad that you're here noticing, but it's actually white people. Just like you're a real person here, there's real people here that are racist and weird as fuck. And sometimes it's fun to bother them back. Sometimes. But I appreciate you. But she literally is being anti-black about my hair. Most bots don't go that far. They really don't. But it's okay. It's all right. I'm crying. Skirt. I'm crying. I'm screaming. Andrew, not you gonna tell me to brush my hair. That's why you hitting on the channel. That's why you hitting on the channel. And Sarah, I'm gonna be real with you. Unless you see free tarot party, you might not want to be in here. I'm gonna be real with you. Cause I just be kicking it, enjoying myself. Me and you linked on some tarot shit. Trust me. Like, just come back when it says tarot party, tarot vibes. You feel me? No shade. Tiffany, you think it's a bot telling me to brush my hair? No, it's white people. I hate to tell y'all that. But there are people that come to YouTube Live, because that's the thing. Some of y'all just watch me on live. I know not most of you, but some of y'all really just come here to watch me on live. When you go on the live apparatus, there's so many people going live. And sometimes people are just looking for someone to antagonize. I need y'all to consider this. I'm not white. So people are going to say really crazy things to me. They are. I've learned that at this point. Some of y'all don't want to see that. You're going to have to choose to leave. Because unfortunately, the haters, me engaging with them in good faith, it does get me followers. It does get me views. I do still care about that in some ways, but more because of like the things I do outside of this shit. Like, there are people that are local that are going to find me. I live in a really big state that I travel all around. So who knows? I've also been trying to like do like one-on-one like psychedelic like therapy. And so like, who knows who's going to come in and we're going to talk and we're going to vibe. So just putting that out there. I mean, there are people up at this hour. Again, if you just swipe up, you'll find a bunch of people that are live. That's all I'm trying to say. It's like, if you're sensitive to people being rude and mean, you're not going to enjoy my lives because there's going to be a lot of rude and mean people talking to me, and sometimes I will get their ass together. Sometimes I'll just kick them out. You really never know, but I just want to be super candid. If I see somebody being rude or strange, I'm not engaging anymore. Like, I feel like the rude, strange people, y'all aren't fun to talk to. Like, the girlie that was a glowworm, like, she really was trying to tell me I stank and that my hair was ugly, but she's sitting here for free watching me. That's what I mean. Like, there's some very miserable people online, and they're like, "Oh, you're online? I get to just be mean to you." It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. No, that's very much true, and that's the thing too. Like, if some people like they really are like, oh, a fat bitch is talking online, being treated nice, like that's the other thing too. For the most part, the people in the chat, we have respect for each other. So when people come into the chat and are disrespectful, it's just like, yikes! Like, are you good, dude? Because no one's doing that, you know. For the most part, we just in here smoking, vibing. But every now and then, it'll be a weird ass white person coming in here mad as fuck at something that was said because they don't have no people of color around them who are free. There are people of color around them. Are they free? Can they say what they want to say about how y'all be moving? Again, I don't have no white people around me that would ever be mad at me. Again, also there's people that there's people that will come in here and be like, "Is this a man?" And then I say, "What's wrong with being a man?" And then they get real fucking quiet. And this shit is funny as hell. They be so mad. They be like, "Is this a man?" I'm like, "Wait, aren't you a man? What's wrong with being a man?" It's funny as fuck. Like, men be so worried. They be so worried. Oh no, am I looking at a man? It's the way y'all be so scared. Like, I swear, I'm so grateful. I never had to be indoctrinated with masculinity. I'm so grateful because it's the way y'all be scared to touch our own butthole. Like, that is sad. It's the way y'all be scared to clean y'all ass too deeply. So grateful I don't have that. So grateful. Start, we gotta go. All people of color aren't free. There are literally black people finding out that they're not enslaved right now. I hate to tell y'all that. But I've been watching so many stories unfold, but there are a lot of white people who are still actually engaged in chattel slavery. They're calling it trafficking now. I just want y'all to know, chattel slavery never ended. They created the internet and they started using words like trafficking. As someone in the foster care system, like I was a foster child, that is a branch of chattel slavery. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. The amount of non-white kids that are just hoarded by people. Each of us is an $800 check. Just so you know, whenever you see a foster parent with mad kids cleaning up their whole house, it's the way my uncle used my brother to chop wood for hundreds of white people. Years. And my brother literally had to beg to not do that anymore. My uncle used him as a slave hand. And my brother still don't talk about it that way. He still make it seem like it was some normal shit. Like, in retrospect, my family didn't want to save me from foster care because they could have used me as a motherfucking slave. That's the only reason why I didn't have housing. Swear. The only reason why, at 13, they said, take her. The boys, we're going to keep them because they're going to be worth some money. They're going to get jobs. We're going to use them. My youngest brother, who's white passing, he's like, no, I'm actually going to tap into my neurodivergence. Y'all not using shit of this. And I love that for him. And then my middle brother, unfortunately, due to, and I don't want to do too much, but my uncle is, I don't want to do too much because, like, when he died, my mom was like, I got something to tell you, but I don't want you to say nothing fucked up. And I was like, tell me. She goes, Uncle Mike died. I said, praise God. I said, bitch, I was stomping, bitch. I was like, praise God, the devil is alive. All enemies shall be clean from this earth. Like, my mom was mad as fuck. She's like, that's my brother. I was like, and he's an abuser. He could be both. He could be your brother, the abuser. I'm still going to be excited that his ass is dead. The fuck? Like, I don't even want to go into it. It wasn't nothing. Let me not do that. Let me not minimize it. I'll just say this. After everybody was getting taken away from my mom, it was very clear, like, my brother was the one that my uncle wanted, but I didn't understand at the time why. And obviously I was upset because I'm like, damn, like, everybody just gonna take one kid? It's three of us. Everybody just taking one? In retrospect, I get it. It's expensive to have one kid. Fuck three. But at the same time, it's just like, oh wow, like, none of y'all want me, none of y'all want me. And in retrospect, it's like, yeah, they don't want you because they can't use you as enslaved labor. That's why, like, they can't use you as child exploitable labor. Like, they know you're going to say no. They know you're going to say this is abusive. They know you're going to say, ooh, fruit fly. You are so lucky, bitch. Like, you are so lucky. Cause it's the way, like, sweetie, I got alcohol in a bottle. I know you're probably like, bitch, what the fuck? Yes, sweetie, I found out that there was another infestation, bitch, under the rug in the bathroom. Sweetie, I handled that, but it doesn't matter because it still was a new discovery. Again, I hate this place so much. It feels like so small, but so big when it comes to trying to kill these gnats. And I know other people have said that the gnats are bad for all of us, but sweetie, I'm telling you right the fuck now. Like, I've gone through too fucking much. Like, this has been the worst experience for me. But again, a spray bottle with water and alcohol, that's been killing them pretty much on fucking sight, which is nice, which is really nice. You know what's really funny? Like, the people that come on here, like, we can see who they are, and they're like, "I'm healthy, I look good." It's like, no one cares about you. You're a background character, man. Like, you are, like, in Grand Theft Auto, you're the bitch on the phone walking down the street. Like, please, like, please. Yes, I was in foster care, bitch. Like, girl, are you mad? Like, that's so funny. Like, imagine trying to make someone feel bad about being in foster care. That's funny as fuck to me. That's so fucking funny. Like, again, bitch, I literally have so much going on right now. But like I said, like, my uncle is definitely evil as fuck, and he literally used my brother's body to fucking make money. And then my brother told me this story. By the way, I'm not just bringing this up. Like, my brother told me the story, and then he's like, you know what's really fucked up? He's like, as soon as I stopped cutting wood, he stopped the whole business. Can you imagine your elder, like, making it seem like you and him are running a business together, but as soon as you say, like, I'm not going to do this anymore, that's when he's like, oh, I'm not gonna do it no more neither. Girl, girl, it's like my phone is like, fuck you, ho. Wait, I think that's why, because my phone is like, plug me in. I mean, that didn't really happen to me. It happened to my uncle, or to my brother, like I said. But like I was saying, though, my uncle, when he passed away, I was just really grateful that he passed away because he was just so diabolical. And when it comes to me, I feel like he just, like, really hated my guts. And one time he tackled me because I was, like, going for a walk because I could not handle how he was behaving. And he, like, tackled me on the gravel, and it felt really, like, it felt creepy, like, at the time. And I remember, like, thinking to myself, like, I'm never coming back here again. And I literally did not see him again until, well, I still didn't even see him when he died. But when I found out he died, I was happy as fuck. I was like, everybody in my family mad. I'm like, girl, I'm like, he was weird. Also, I found out that, like, he would, like, go chop wood and then come home and just take off the top layer of his clothes. He would have on an undershirt stinking so bad. And my aunt Sherry didn't care. Like, she was just like, that's my man. That's how he is. And it's like, okay, all right. And then he had two white passing kids. And I'm telling y'all right now, them kids was loved in a way that, like, was so weird. Like, it felt like because they looked white, like, they were so much more valuable. And the way that, like, people project onto, like, little white children, like, especially, like, mixed white passings, because that's another thing too. Like, my cousin George, he's not white passing, he's fucking white. His father's white passing. And is a mixed man, but my little cousin George, like, that is a white child. However, because of how the white passing people in my family talk, like I already know my little white cousin probably tells people I'm biracial, which is frustrating because my mom's not even biracial, his dad not even biracial. Like our grandfather is a mixed person, and so a mixed person with a white person creates more mixed people. But again, it's the way that like the one drop rule and also how anti-blackness operates that has people who can't pass for white saying they're black because again, saying that you're a question mark, people not knowing what you are, like the tribalism here does. I don't want to say force. I don't want to say force. I want to say that like gaslighting is what's happening to a lot of people. Like I have a friend right now, and I'm hoping that they're hearing me. But they were telling me last night that like they identify as black because they were raised by their black mother, and they don't know the other side of their family, which is a part of the Lieutenant Dad, and the other part of the other part of their family is not black, Latino seemingly, but they don't know that side. And so, as far as they're concerned, if they're claiming black and that's that, and they were naming that there are moments where some black people are like confused, looking at them kind of strange, and I'm like, well, I'm like, you realize that like in that moment, like your comfort is bringing them discomfort. Like, do you see that in that? Do you see it in that way? That like you saying you're black is like your comfort zone. Them looking at you and asking you what you are and like trying to understand like who you are in community in proximity, that's them trying to be protected. And I'm trying to hold that myself. That there are moments where black folks are like, what are you? To know like how are you talking about yourself? Are you delusional? Are you trying to gaslight me? Like there's layers to what someone black could be thinking in the moment. And unfortunately, a lot of us mixed people go to jealousy immediately we go to jealousy. Immediately we go to meanness, rudeness, harm. And that black person may genuinely just be trying to understand, are you aware of your privilege? Are you aware that you're not black while you're in space with me? Or do I need to pay attention when I interact with you more than other people because you're operating in a way that is not, it's gaslighting and it's manipulative. And again, this person is still not, they're still not at that point where they're like, damn, I'm causing harm. They're still focused on their comfort. And so that's another part of this. Like there are white people that will be more focused on how comfortable they can feel in the room than considering that like someone is talking about something that means your comfort wasn't my fucking concern. And so white people don't think about moments like that where black people and brown people say something where we know you might be mad, but it's worth it. It's worth it. But more importantly, we know we deserve to say what the fuck we feel. And so if you're upset, that's really a personal thing that you have to deal with yourself. And if you wanted to build community and talk about it together, you would do that. But you don't. A lot of y'all would rather just call a bitch fat, call a bitch ugly, call a bitch weird, and then run away. And what did that do? Did that make you feel like you got away from the danger? Probably not, because it's so many of us being candid about y'all behavior. There's no escape. And so there's going to be white people who are very depressed right now about white supremacy. That's real. That's real as fuck. But it's also like real that that's not the focus. Like it should not be the focus. Our discomfort or how we feel, that really don't matter. But I know that there are a lot of people that don't really consider that. They don't consider the ways that like anti-blackness makes them or how anti-blackness is utilized by them. Like some people really think like racism is like a person in a Klan outfit. Like some people really think that like racism is only the N word with the hard R. Like some people really think like racism is like it fits in a neat little box and these things have to be checked off. And it's unfortunate because the world is anti-black, meaning the standard of the world hates black people. And so there's a lot of people that will do things to tell you they hate black people without saying it. There are people that will tell you that they hate blackness, that they hate all types of ways that people behave, but they'll assign it to black people. They'll say it's the black people. that I really don't like, instead of considering it's certain behaviors that you don't like, which is a lot of times connected to whiteness and white supremacy. There are a lot of behaviors that I don't like that white people, again, be holding on to for dear fucking life. And then people will say it's white behavior, and I'll hold space for that. But also, whiteness and white behavior can be practiced by anyone. A lot of us can practice whiteness. I know I've been white before. I know I've moved very white before. And so, with that being said, there's times where, like, maybe you won't see it yet, but you'll look back and you'll be like, dang, like that was not normal. Or like the way I was scared of that person, or the way that I talked about that area that was full of black people. Again, the other day I was talking about don't go to the East, and then I had to really sit with myself and be like, well, the East is full of poor people. The East is not full of just poor people, but there are a lot of poor people in the East. And so talking about telling people don't go to the East, even though there are locals that tell people don't go to the fucking East, I'm a fucking person that's not from New Orleans. I'm not from Louisiana. And so me saying don't go to the East may have a different connotation to other people. And so as much as I may have like the intention to protect people because I was robbed at gunpoint out there, I did survive. So clearly they're robbing, they need the money. They don't need the life. You feel me? And so with that being said, that's what had me reconsider how I'm talking about the East. Because I'm just like, you know, they let me live. You feel me? Like they did put me on the ground. They did have the gun, they had the toolie in the wig. They had the toolie in the wig. But they didn't take my life. They took my passport. They took $600 cash. And they took the purse, you know? And the weed. And the weed. Woo, bitch, the way I ran back in that house, bitch, you would have thought they shot me, bitch. I ran in that house, said, ah! Started screaming, acting crazy. Cause bitch, like, I wanna say that was the first time a gun ever touched my head, bitch. That was the first time a gun ever touched me in my fucking head, bitch. And as soon as he said get on the ground, I'm like, all right. Like, the fuck? Like, the fuck? Like, anything you say, daddy? So I'm laying on the floor, bitch, but I'm a fucking goofy hoe. As soon as he took my shit and started running, I turned my head like, who did it? Stupid ass. Nobody, bitch. A back. Some locks. I don't know who the fuck did it. I'll never know, bitch. But it's the way I'm walking down the street on the phone. All of a sudden, I feel my shit just getting snatched off me, tooling to my head. I'm like, as soon as I go to react to the purse getting snatched off me, bitches is like on the floor. I'm like, all right. I'm like, bitch, I was compliant as fuck. I'm like, sweetie, I'm arriving alive. I'm surviving this. Sweetie, I'm telling you, when they bring the guns out, I'm always like, you don't need the toolie for me. Like, I'll leave. You actually don't need the toolie. Like, I'll actually go. Yo, this weed really hitting, like... Ooh, it's getting hot in here though, bitch. I gotta turn that fan. But yeah, no, like, I'm gonna keep it at that. I am shy as hell now. And I got my fan in. Ooh, fan. Ooh, bitch. You just get some air in your titties. My God. Yes, under the titty, bitch. Under the titty. Anyways, yes, bitch. I feel like this whole corner is like craft / hoard / bitches are really messy. Like, whoa. But low key, this is gonna sound like really crazy to somebody, but bitch, I wanted to make stickers and I'm poor as fuck. So I found, like, you know, the labels from the USPS. I basically cut them into like the shape of a mushroom. I know this mushroom look kind of crazy, but trust me, bitch, like, I'm artistic. Like, I'm gonna make it look like something. Trust me. But I started just cutting out little pieces, and yes, this is the label for the USPS. Absolutely. And so I'm gonna make my own stickers. Pray for me, bitch. I don't know if it's gonna work out, but I've never done it before. I'm also about to make a business card. I actually posted a link to it, or not a link, but I posted a picture of it on Twitter. I think it's cute as fuck. I really wanted a pink business card. I really love the color pink. I feel like I've always liked the color pink, but I feel like the older I get, the more like I read, the more I think about being agender. the more I think about how like there's still like there's still non-binary femme. And I think about how as much as I don't feel like a woman, I'm still a femme. And I know some people won't understand what that means. And I don't know that I can explain it the best, but I'm gonna still try. But I'll say this, like when you're born, people look between your legs, even though that's inconclusive, like looking between someone's legs isn't like gonna tell you much other than like the physical manifestation of genitalia. It's not gonna tell you about the internalized testes. It's not gonna tell you about intersex reality. And so with that being said, like when people look between our legs, they say, oh, a pussy, that means you're going to like pink, you're gonna need a doll, we're gonna dress you in a certain type of clothing. Like again, it's the ways that when people find out it's a boy, people be crying. Like the way people be crying when they find out they got a little boy, when they see the blue balloons. Like it's the way I've seen people upset when they saw pink balloons. Like those things add up to a bitch. Like growing up, I knew when I was younger, people like to show me off. Like, and I feel like that's another layer to this is like when I look online and I see like mixed community, anything to do with like mixed biracial, it's always fetishizing the children. It's never talking of like honestly, it's very rare that I see it's very rare that I see mixed people talking about anything really other than black people not wanting them around. And it's like when you see mixed adults talking, it's always like, oh my God, things are so hard, things are so crazy, blah, 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 blah. Or it's like a young child, voiceless, just being like pedestalized for desire, clearly. And so as a young person, like people were taking pictures of me. My mom was leaving me with people. Like in retrospect, I'm sure I was a victim of a lot of shit, but my mom was poor and young and had me at 25. I'm sure that she was not as protective as she could have been. There were a lot of moments where I was just doing whatever the fuck I want to do. And so I want to say at some point, I want to say my mom got with this man and it just started to feel like, in retrospect, like she wanted to find a black man to be like a man that disciplines us. And it sucks that she didn't consider like what kind of man she wanted to be the disciplinarian, because it's clear that my mom really don't like putting her hands on people, but she will. But she found a man that was willing to beat us like on some enslaved shit, on some like holding the belt like a whip. And there are just so many moments where us mixed people are being harmed and brutalized and being treated in a strange way. And we find out that that is what people intend for black people. In retrospect, a lot of the things that happened to me, people were like, oh, you're black, that's why you deserve this. Not on some like, oh, you're an individual that I'm harming, on some like, this is what I'm reserving for black people. This is the violence I've reserved for them. And so with that being said, there have been moments where I've talked about anti-blackness in a very terrible way because I wasn't considering that like I'm telling this tale because they weren't intending to kill me or end my life. They were absolutely intending to harm somebody black, and they were like, "You'll do. Like you're black enough for this moment of harm." And so I say that to say, getting back to my friend, like they're still struggling with like holding themselves as a whole mixed person. And I'm not trying to make it seem like, oh, like I didn't struggle. Like I wasn't trying to figure out how to call myself names or figure out how to speak about myself. Like that's true. And I think like again, like I was on Clubhouse. Like I remember like getting on Clubhouse, and I feel like I've told this story before, but I feel like it's gonna be murky if I try to tell it again. But I was on Clubhouse and there is somebody who was mixed in the exact same way I am, or they were talking about themselves in a way that I would talk about myself. And I was just a fly on the wall in the room, and I heard them talking to her in a way that very much let her know, like, you're a mixed person, you're a whole mixed person. Like they're like, you're not black. Like they weren't calling her a whole mixed person. They were telling her she was not black. And she was like fighting for her life. And I'm gonna be real with you. Like I had never heard a mixed person, mixed how I was, be held accountable in black space. Like there were a lot of mixed people who were like realizing on that Clubhouse combo, oh shit, like we're not black. Like, oh shit, like we are not black people. And like that convo led me to so much new content because I'm like, oh shit. Like it's not like I didn't know I was a mixed person. It's more that I was told repeatedly to stop saying that. Like people would tell me to stop saying I'm mixed. Stop saying that you're not black. Like to this day, people still tell me like stop, like don't do that. And it's awkward because a lot of times it's not deep dark skinned people. It's not black people telling me to stop. It's people that are invested in seeming like black people who are not. And so it's an awkward moment, but we have to talk about it because again, there are going to be mixed people who say we're black and we're not. And I've been trying to talk to my people. I feel like when me and Tanya got into that back and forth, I feel like I was more interested in hearing her in the beginning. But at some point, I'm like, you really don't know what conversations I'm having. You don't know what's happening. You know about this live because it's happening live. But I really haven't spent a lot of time talking to fellow light-skinned people because, again, I feel like for the most part, I'm having great conversations with fellow mixed light-skinned people. It's rare that somebody mixed and light-skinned is talking to me in a way like that's my friend that's being very like candid. And so that's why I've been just trying to be mindful about how I speak on people because, again, I had the privilege of being able to like figure this shit out with people that love me and care about me. I was able to, as I said, be a background character in a moment where I was radicalized without much harm to me, without much social harm to me. Like there are going to be a lot of people who say I'm black and then like people pop out with the pictures and then they have to do that on their own. Like I was able to like do something that not every mixed person gets, especially when they've been saying they're a black person. But that's again because part of me saying I was black was because I was urged to. I was never told not to say I was black. I was always told like, don't say your mom's white passing. We don't need to hear that you're mixed. That's not necessary. You are a black person. This has been said to me multiple times. Still to this day, there are still people telling me, I don't know when it changed. I don't know when this shift happened. So I want to be candid with you. There are a lot of us mixed people who are trying to understand why we're not black anymore versus unlearning that we were never black, we'll never be black, and that blackness is actually not what we were experiencing. We were experiencing anti-blackness, but we weren't the target. So yeah, we did get hit, but we're still here, right? Because we were not the target. And so it's the ways that like we have to be standing in alignment in right relationship with black folks on a case-to-case basis. Like there was a moment happening yesterday where I was like at my grow, and there were some older black women who came in, and because of like the way that I work with the business, I kind of do whatever the fuck I want. Like I'm actually really blessed that they're like they see like how like much I'm valuable, and so they don't tell me you have to do this and do that. They're like, if you know what you want to do that day, like if it feels like a day to work in the front, cool. If you don't want to work in the front, cool. If you want to stop, cool. Like they're very much like just figure out what you want to do and do it. And so I was actually like just looking at some vintage clothing. I was actually not even working, but I saw these two older black women who came in and like they're buying mushrooms for the first time. And it was stressing me out because like nobody was like telling them like where they could call just in case they had a bad trip. Like nobody was giving them more information. And so I interrupted like one of my coworkers to like talk to these black women because I'm just like, y'all not about to have them fucked up out here on mushrooms and they don't have no support. And it was just awkward because like at some point they kind of like just realized like talking to this white man was crazy. And it was just funny as hell because it's like the way I was like, hey, I know I'm a fucking stranger. Like I was like, here's like information. Like I just gave them a card with a bunch of stuff I wrote on it. And like a bunch of people were looking at me like kind of like, who is this bitch? And it's like, girl, get the fuck away from me. Like I'm good. Like get away. I'm trying to just remember like in the moment, like there are going to be black people I see that are going to talk to white people and they're not going to give them all the information. Like I have to be mindful of shit like that because again, I want there to be a system of harm reduction that we're considering. Like when you're outside, when you're out and about, let's say you're getting a drink, you're getting a snack, and you see somebody asking for support, you see somebody with a sign, you see somebody outside. I'm not saying give them your fucking last. If you ain't got it, that's real. Maybe tell them if they have a cell phone, tell them about findhelp.org. That's going to help them get resources. You may not have anything. Findhelp.org for you too. Like I've been telling people about findhelp.org and like somebody trying to play me and act like they had money and they didn't need it. And I was like, girl, like I don't give a fuck how much money you think you have. There's resources on there for Medicaid, for dentistry, like there's resources for everybody. It's not just for people that are outside begging. But again, as someone that's been outside begging, once you sit outside, it's just a different moment. Once you tell people you need help publicly, it's a moment because people really like, instead of realizing we in the same boat, people will shame you for telling people what boat you in. People be in the same boat with you, but will be like, oh, you talking too much. It's like, am I? Because we're all broke. So I feel like somebody got to say something. But again, it's the ways that I know that as a lighter skin, or I've heard as a light skinned person, I'm very delusional. And I'll hold that too, that like I believe that we all deserve support. I don't think that's delusional, but I know in the white supremacist world we live in, like the world absolutely says only some of you deserve it. Only some of you. But again, getting back to what I was talking about earlier, my friend is still trying to figure out like how to talk about themselves. And like I said, they said something along the lines of, you know, I only grew up with a black mother. I only grew up in black culture. I only know blackness. I never knew my other side. I never knew non-black people. And I hold space for that, but I think it's also important to acknowledge like that is a part of your mixed story. That your black mother is, you know, the person that has raised you, but that you also have a question mark, a mystery, you know, that there's parts of your life, parts of your experience where, you know, there's questions. There's so many unanswered questions. And so I feel similarly, like I have a black father who is not very present. And even when he was present, he was very mean and terrible and scary. And so there were times where it's like, I don't want to claim him. I don't want to claim him. But at the same time, it's like, that's part of my whole mixed story. You know, I am not just one thing. And I think about how some of us mixed people feel comfortable erasing our white parent, erasing our non-black parent. And I want us to remember that that's like part of what white passing people do. Like to get to white passing stage that we're at, like some people had to lie and say, oh, there's no black parent. There's no black ancestor. I just want us to consider that like that's how we got here. Truly. Is like a bunch of white people, a bunch of mutations, a bunch of like lighter skin mutations, like breeding themselves into whiteness and then being like, I don't know who's black. What do you mean? Black where? We're dodecaroons, you know what I mean? We're quinteroons, you know what I mean? Like again, there's so many words that the colonizer created to acknowledge that like that anti-blackness was still being that they were still hating blackness down to the fucking millicrum. And again, it's the ways that like so many white people and white passing people have black indigenous roots. Like it's a wild thing to consider, but like whiteness is a mutation, that there's no like one white ancestor, that like white people came from black people, that like there was no like just a rich lineage of whiteness like that doesn't exist. There were so many colors of people. However, when the mutation of white, pale, blue eyes, blonde hair, like it started to matter. They made it matter. They made it matter because again, it was a recessive trait. It's the ways that, like, globally, white people are less than 7% of the global population. I need y'all to consider how deep this shit goes. Like, can you imagine, out of 100% of the world, only 7% of people are white? Doesn't that make you wonder, like, what else we don't see? Doesn't it make you wonder, like, how we're only getting, like, a representation, despite the fact that there's this many people of color compared to this many white people? Like, doesn't it really make you wonder, like, how deep fascism really goes? When you turn on the TV, the first face you see is white. What is the point of that? They are engineering their continuation. That is the point of white supremacy, to create a perfect window that you can always look at, a perfect window you can always look at, that reinforces that we should be white, that we should be operating like colonizers, that we should be stealing, that we should be harming black people. Like, that is the point of it, and it's gone digital at this point. We can go to the internet. It doesn't matter what's typically on your algorithm. If you're non-white, you will see Black Death. Can we talk about that? Like, that is a part of this. And as I said, yeah, I've been watching. But I was telling my friend, I was like, I don't think chattel slavery ever ended. And they were like, you're not wrong. And it's the ways that, like, again, black people probably have thought this thought before me. I'm just saying, I just happen to be saying it right now. But I feel like that's part of this too, is like the ways that, like, not having, like, anyone that's like an elder, like, tell you the things that some black folks hear when they're young, that can change your life. Like, there are black folks who knew as kids, like, don't trust white people. And again, it's the ways that if someone had told me not to trust white people, I really wonder what my life would be like. It's interesting to think, like, that I went into connections with so many non-black people thinking, like, why couldn't we be friends? Again, that idea that, like, I can be cool with everybody, it's a part of, like, being a lighter skinned person. It's a part of being mixed. It's a part of seeing many different types of people every day. It's about just being immersed in a world that wasn't one or the other. There was just a lot of different people everywhere. But with that being said, it's the ways that us mixed people are absolutely being used by white supremacy to make it seem like, see, they're not that bad. I got some cool white people. I got a white grandmother. Like, when you have a white parent, it becomes harder to talk about whiteness. It does. And then we do the thing, instead of talking about whiteness, we flatten our identity and talk about blackness a lot. And so I'm trying to hold that, like, there's ways that, like, us mixed people, like, act as if, like, we have to, or we operate like we have to be doing this to be right within right relationship with black folk. And what I think is more important is to consider, like, in every situation you're in, there's going to be different black people. There's no one type of black person. There are going to be black folk who really don't want to connect. There are going to be black folks who are, maybe wanting to see what's possible. There are going to be black folks that are not necessarily interested in talking to people about anti-blackness, because that's not what they're interested in. But again, I want us to consider that there's no right way to be a black person. There's no black person that could ever, like, let us down or, like, not be doing what they need to be doing as a black person. There's nothing that anybody black needs to do, especially for us mixed people. But also, there is not one way to be a black person. And I'm saying that as a whole mixed person. There are times where people who are mixed will think, like, that they're a different type of black person, and we're not. They will gaslight us, unfortunately, who are hearing and are listening, and they will, maybe use their privilege in a way that is harmful. And not even maybe. Again, having a friend be candid with me that they still don't know how to say, like, they're mixed in every situation has me being really mindful about how I speak on them, because there was a moment the other day where somebody was actively including me in blackness and I froze. I did not know what to say. I kept it cute. I didn't agree. I wasn't like sitting there like trying to gaslight them actively, but I really didn't know what to say in the moment. And like it was awkward because I could tell my friend that was there was looking at me like, bitch, you're not gonna say shit. But it was just like, sweetie, I don't even know how to bring this up. Again, there are going to be moments where I don't know how to say like, ooh, I'm a mixed person. I understand that you're seeing me as a black person. I understand that what you're saying, you're trying to hold us all together. Like, I know that that's like something I have to really work on. Like, I feel like lowest of keys, like I said, I'm going to fuck up. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to do things that I don't really believe in or not do things that I believe in because in a moment, I may be trying to consider that I don't know. I guess for me, it was like there are times where it feels good. I'm gonna be real with you. There are times where it feels good when somebody black sees me as a black person. Like I'm gonna hold space for that. I know that for every black person, that's not going to be the case. And also in that moment, I'm not sure if my friend was feeling like hurt by that. I remember telling them. I remember apologizing to them after the event and being like, I ain't want to make it awkward, and like they were nice. But I don't know if they really told me how they really felt. And like again, I'm not trying to make it seem like they need to say more. But there are times where like I really don't know all the ways that I'm impacting people. And there's also moments where again, like people have accused me of not wanting to be black. And that's not true. It's more that I'm not a black person and that like I don't want to cause any harm. But there are gonna be moments where in the middle of like us at Pride and someone's like really being super candid and sharing their feelings and seeing me as part. And again, these are two brown skinned people like sitting there and the new person is like including me. And again, it's the ways that I'm just like keeping it cute. I'm not really doing too much. But again, I should have done more. And even though I apologize to my friend, I'm hoping that I get another opportunity to just talk to that person because again, they were a new person. I didn't know them like that, and I really wasn't trying to be a weirdo. And that was really my energy, but that doesn't really matter. Like again, I feel like again, there are gonna be moments where I'm doing things that other people haven't done yet or aren't doing. And I have to remember like that's not because it shouldn't be done. That's not because it's not necessary. It's because of my fear and my discomfort. And so I try to remind myself, like whenever I feel upset about white people like being uncomfortable or not other non-black people being uncomfortable or not wanting to leave our comfort zone, I have to also hold that there's moments where like I'm comfortable and I'm not like shaking the table in this moment. And granted, there are gonna be moments where you might not be able to shake it then. Maybe you have to pick your moment. Like I'll hold that. And that was my plan after the fact is like we're gonna see each other at an event. And I was gonna try to just be like, hey, like, I was trying to make it seem, and that's another thing too. It's like, how do we bring that up, like organically? Like, how do we bring up a missed opportunity to somebody else? I'm telling you, bitches, fruit fly. I'm telling you, I'm so close to having zero population, but I could be wrong. Yeah, see, I just found another one, bitch. I could be fucking wrong, bitch. It's tragic, but the fruit flies of this summer, the worst fruit fly situation I've ever experienced. I would cry. But anyways, back to my point. I feel like I don't know how I'm gonna say it. In my mind, I'm thinking about like a compliment sandwich. Like first, I'm gonna say thank you so much for just being so chatty last time we saw each other. I really enjoyed communicating with you so much. It was so fun. But there was a moment where you did connect me, or there was a moment where you were talking about black folks and like you were including me. And I just want to be candid that I'm a whole mixed person. And I'm not saying this to be like, don't see me as part of community, but I'm not. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. Again, I've obviously not done this much. I've not had to tell many black people that I wasn't a black person or that like I wasn't, with them in that way. But again, it's the ways that like I know it has to be done because there are some of us who will gaslight, who will fight with black people and make it seem like, oh, you have to see us as black. And it's like, I don't feel like that. But I know there's a lot of other mixed people who do feel like, you gotta see me, you gotta hold me. I'm claiming my blackness. And I feel like that phrase is so weird. It's weird. Again, I fuck up a lot. I make mistakes. I say things to people, and then I don't say things to people because I'm not sure in the moment. If I like again, there was a moment where I was like, I could say something right now, but I don't want to be like I'm mixed because again, that was what really stopped me in the past, and I feel like there's still moments where I feel like that's what I'm doing, even though that's not my spirit. There's still moments where I feel like I'm behaving like I'm mixed when I'm telling people like I'm actually not a black person. And like I'm hoping to like get the tone right so it doesn't sound like how dare you call me black, you know? I'm just trying to be mindful because that could hurt somebody black's feelings. Like, and I'm not trying to hurt nobody black feelings, but I'm also trying not to like have them live in delusion. But at the same time, like, there's just moments where I wonder, like, can I say this and like maintain connection, or will I say this and will we, you know? And again, am I owed connection? No. And I have to also hold that some people really do think of connection in this tribal way, and so as soon as they see somebody black, they're like, I'm going to be cool with them. I'm going to connect with them. And so that's what I'm also mindful about, or I'm trying to think about, is how somebody might automatically think I'm cool as fuck. And that's why I'm trying to offer, like, we're not automatically cool. Nobody's automatically cool. But with that being said, as a mixed person, I have to hold that, like, there are going to be people who see me and think I'm automatically cool, just like there's going to be people who see me and are like, you're whack as fuck, and I don't fuck with you. And that's actually okay too. Like nobody owes me anything, but there are times where people are holding me closer and are like acknowledging that we're black. And I'm like, so again, I'm gonna probably spend the rest of my life trying to figure out how to talk about being a mixed person and try to figure it out. And I'm here. But I want to be candid. I'm not alone. There are a lot of us out here trying to figure out how to bring it up, how to say it, how to not be alienating black people, how to not be making black people feel like we don't want to be black. Because again, that couldn't be further from the truth. I think it's more that like knowing that I'm not a black person means that I have to be candid because who knows? There's probably so many, like, and I feel like that's another moment too. Is like I have moments where I pushed, I pushed back at somebody to like let them know I wasn't black. And it's almost like I could see on their face just realizing in real time that they have like a few people to cuss the fuck out. And I feel like that's another layer to this. Is like the more intelligence that we gain from listening to black people, disabled people, marginalized people, the more weaponry people will have to fight. And so I don't want to like act as if I don't have like tools, you know, I don't want to act like I haven't been learning how to create tools. I don't want to act like I haven't listened to black people enough to, and I'm not saying enough, I'm just trying, I don't want to act like I haven't been listening enough, long enough to hear that like there needs to be more support in terms of like elders, in terms of people acknowledging who they really are versus flattening their identity. And so again, as I said, like this is gonna be forever me trying to figure out how to communicate. And people have been reaching out to me about writing a book. I feel like I've said this before. I want to write a book about mushrooms before I write a book about anything else. I feel like that will maybe give like a jump off point for anyone who wants to take in my work. They'll be able to know like I am extremely invested in plant medicine to this degree. And that is part of why I'm able to sit with certain things, and also part of why I'm no longer like operating like a fucking, I don't even know, I don't want to do too much, but it's just allowed me to have way more bandwidth. And there were times where I felt like I was in like a shotgun, like I felt like I was in like a confined tube that was only going one way. And at this point, I feel like my brain allows me to like think wider, think deeper, think with a little bit more heart. And unfortunately for some of us, like we're gonna be raised by people who couldn't give us that. Like I don't think my mom or my dad could give me what I needed, and it hurts to hold that. That like that you actually had to get away from them to get your needs met. And for anyone out there who knows like your family couldn't give you what you needed, that you had to go find it, I hope you know like you will build home. Like you will. It's gonna take more time for you because you're gonna have to try things out. Like that's the thing I wish someone would have told me. Or someone could have said to me as like someone who was like in foster care, was bouncing around a lot. Like it's gonna take me a lot longer to figure out how I wanna live because I never got to know. I never got to learn. And so there's gonna be people who think I'm crazy, lazy, a weirdo, and that's great because again, like your feelings are coming from what you've experienced. Like your feelings are only gonna be as deep as you actually can go with yourself. And so I'm at a point now where it's like I actually see myself like in so many different like manifestations, and I'm so grateful that they all lived, like all of them, even the weird bitch that was cussing people out. I'm so grateful she developed her throat chakra to the point to like get to that. So now when I gotta cuss people out, I got it. I got it. I'm grateful I don't gotta stay cussing people out. I'm grateful I can take my time to get to that point now. But I'm grateful that like I learned how to develop my throat chakra to the point where I could come here and talk to y'all. Because who knows? If I didn't say certain things, people want to say certain things to me. I would not be where I am. And I'm grateful for again just being where I was, being where I'm at now. And I'm grateful for the bitch I'm going to again transition into as well. There are so many versions of ourselves, so many moments, so many things we used to do, we used to have to do. And I really hope that folks find people to disconnect with, to dismantle, to decolonize with, because I've not gotten here alone. I've not gotten to a place of like holding myself accountable and with grace and with empathy by myself. It took a lot of people supporting, it took a lot of people believing, it took a lot of people offering things that they had to offer because it was on the table. We were talking about surviving, we were talking about thriving, and I don't know. I guess I like to believe that in ways we're not going to always be behaving. We're not going to always be doing the right thing. But does that mean that we're unworthy? No. And does that mean that everyone's going to get away from us? No. It means that there are going to be people who stick around long enough to say, hey, do you need to talk? Hey, do you need a place to crash? Hey, do you need some food? Like, I'm grateful that I'm still able to communicate my needs and that people feel safe to communicate theirs with me. I also want to do like another plug for the Shani app because, bitch, I'm not trying to do too much. I know that this is a white lady. I know. But her app really gives so much. Like I posted on my post like this breakdown of one of my like smaller planet or smaller transits. And it just had me sitting with the ways that like I really am someone trying to figure out how to operate better. But there's also a part of me that knows like the world we live in is gone. And so we must be trying to build something while we're destroying. And that's hard, but I feel like I'm learning how to repair ruptures for a fucking reason. Like there's a reason why we're learning how to like figure out like are we done or are we taking a break? Are we like needing to take a moment to like fight again? Can we fight in a way that leaves us both intact? Like, can we fight with dignity and integrity? Like, these are things we're gonna have to learn how to do. And unfortunately, there are gonna be some people who are more interested in the destruction of the world, who are more interested in like burning it all down. And I'm with you too, bitch. I'm with you on both accords. Like, I understand that some people think something needs to happen, but it is, you know? I think that some of us can't see it yet because maybe we're too busy looking for a bomb. Some of us are too busy looking for fire. We're looking for smoke. And to me, the signal is like going outside and like noticing that you're scared to talk to people. Like being afraid to step out your house. Like there's little moments that tell you what time it is. You know, that gut feeling of like, what the fuck? Of why? Of why is that happening? Why are they doing that? Like there's just so many moments that are having us. But if I can leave you with something uplifting, there are there are so many things I want to tell you actually, but I'm gonna put a tag in the comment section to a tag that I started on my channel called Black Joy. And they're just little moments that are happening around the world. They're global moments of Black joy. And I think it's so necessary to see that because we're going to see Black pain, Black death. We know that. But when do we see Black joy? When do we make time for that? When do we make time to pay into someone Black having joy? When do we care that someone Black is experiencing it? A lot of times we'll run up because somebody Black is going through something, and we should. But we should also run up when they're happy, run up when they're smiling, run up when they're sharing their joy of whatever the fuck it is. There are going to be so many Black folks who are actually really happy right now. And I know that some people don't want to see that shit because they believe Black folks should be toiling. I'm going to post that more. I just wanted to put it out there that I know I've spent a lot of time talking about trauma, pain, death, struggle, and that's been realistic. But at the same time, I don't want to miss the opportunity to uplift Black representation in all of its forms because it's important to me to remember. I want to say her name is Dr. Rochelle Martin. She is a PhD. She's a Black therapist who shares very abundantly. And if you want to find her content's going to be in that tag. So the link is going to have many different Black folks to follow to see what they're up to and what they're consenting to share, which is their joy. And she said there's not one Black story. That's not the goal. There are so many Black stories. There's no one perfect Black story. And so if you're a Black person here today, I hope you know your story don't need to be perfect. Your story doesn't need to be like everybody else's either. Your story is your own. You're an individual. You're not just a Black person. You're also Samantha. You're also Timberly. You're also Kim. Like, you're also many other identities. You're not just a Black person. And being a Black person should be celebrated, but it also should be uplifted in joy, not just struggle and pain. And I'm hearing so many folks talk about Tyler Perry, and it's interesting because there are so many people saying, we need to see things like this. We need to see how poverty affects and impacts people. And I agree. I also agree with the people that say we need to see Black people smiling. We need to see Black people happy. I think both should exist in this world. We should always see Black people happy because there are Black people who are happy. But we should also show Black people who are, again, acknowledging the systemic harm that's unfolding. Two things can be true at once. There can be many truths. As I was saying, there's not one Black story to tell. There's so many, and they're important to tell. All of them. All of them. So keep that in mind. That's my energy. Is like, I'm not trying to make anybody feel like we gotta all be happy today or smile today. I'm not saying that. What I'm offering is that there are going to be Black people who do smile. And if you can't handle it, I hope you get away from them. And if you can't handle seeing Black pain, I hope that you turn to the joy that also exists because it's valid too. Both are the struggle and the triumph. And I pray that people are acknowledging that there are moments where all you have is your struggle and you're still valid. You don't have to perform. You don't have to do anything for us to see you differently. Like, we can see you, we can handle that. I pray y'all get around people that can handle being hurt, being sad, being angry for a long time. Because there are people in my life who have held me in a bad mood that seemingly lasted months. And I'm grateful for that. And there are people that really couldn't hold it. And I'm grateful that they chose themselves. I'm just really in a place where I actually understand why people do what they do. And even if I don't, that's not for me to understand, is it? It's for you to do what you got to do. Just keep that in mind, y'all. Some people are really detached from what happens and they don't think that you're a bad person because you chose yourself, okay? And people that try to make you feel bad for saying, no, I don't have time, that actually doesn't work for me anymore. I'd like to renegotiate. Just pay attention. Pay attention to who gets mad at no, who don't let you live. Just consider, babies. Just consider. Just consider. Don't let nobody make you feel like you can't say no, because that right there, terrifying. 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 You should be able to say, no, this doesn't work anymore. I have to renegotiate, I have to regroup. Give me a moment. Like, just consider who's allowing you to be honest? Who's allowing you to be autonomous? Who's expecting yes? Who's expecting you to always be what kind of way? Just consider that. It's not okay. You don't deserve that. And I pray you have the energy to tell them how they're making you feel. And maybe even say, fuck you. Get away from me. maybe. Maybe. But sweetie, we just rolled into Cancer season. And I feel it too. It's why I went to bed early last night. And I feel it, bitch, wading in the water. Okay, bitch, I'm feeling like the waves are crashing on a bitch. I'm feeling emotional. Also, my half birthday's in 6 days, bitch, and I'm excited as fuck. I can't wait to do my birth chart. I'm gonna see what my tarot spread is for June 26th. I'm gonna have to figure it out. But before I go, everybody birth chart is a tarot spread. Keep that in mind. Take your time. Some cards may show up more than once, so you only will need one deck, but you might need to write out like what it all looks like. So just keep that in mind, friends. Your whole birth chart, tarot cards, connect. Love you. Bye.